Alright, evening all. Apologies for keeping you waiting for a bit there.
Good evening, everyone.
Everything seems to be working, which is always a good sign. I'm sure I'll be told soon enough if something isn't working. So, move that across to that screen. Excellent.
Have you got anything planned tonight, Stu?
I've got a bit of admin to do first, so I'll be doing that. Didn't have time earlier at work, and await delivery of my beer. That is essentially what I'm going to be doing for the next hour, and also waiting to say goodnight to my kids who have decided to come to the door now, which is ideal timing. So I will be back in a minute.
Just while Stu's dropping out, then I've got in front of me the Baneblade, which is now at the point where it's going to start being made to look a mess. Although I do need to decide what colour I'm doing the lenses and redo the lenses. The Mouse, which is in the same state, and also a test run of Ogre Moor Tribes for mine / shops. Age of Sigma forces. It started off as a bit of an experiment with the airbrush to see how airbrushing a large amount of skin and everything would go. So I managed to get that done quite quickly. So now it's a case of matching it up with the brushwork. So if these first 4 we're happy with them, then it's just going to be a case of cracking on with that in between commission jobs.
And I am back. So we'll probably have about 4 videos by the end of the night on Twitch.
I think I'm going to take the easier route out and do the red targeting lenses first.
Which I may stop it on Twitch. I may stop it on Twitch if I can figure out how to do that.
Yeah, hello, Stu.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you'd cursed it by saying everything's working.
Oh, no. I just was playing around with Twitch, trying to figure it out because it's just having a bit of its usual hissy fit. For some reason, it doesn't like signals fluctuating sometimes, but everything's fine. I was just playing back through the Facebook feed and stuff, and everything's fine there. So
Yeah, for a system that's used so much for live streaming, it's very picky.
I think
very picky.
I think it's just sometimes if the signal drops because it's used to streaming such high res stuff, isn't it? Games and all that side of it. I think it just tries to find a better connection, but don't know why. Don't know what's going on. So just bear with me while I'm just looking through all the different different mediums. That's working. That's fine. Hmm. Very quiet in the chat tonight.
It doesn't look got many people joining in the sorted chatterong.
Oh. Yeah, just watched it back on my phone as well, and it's all working fine. It's a good way of testing other devices.
Out. Question of the day, although there's
You're asking me the question, you know that, right?
nobody. I was going to say there's nobody to answer it. Is should Baneblade antennas be made less irritating?
Yes, I feel like they should. Entertainment. Trying to remember which folder I'd put Twitch into, whether I'd done it in work or done it in entertainment. And entertainment it is. And that is definitely working. Excellent. Well,
surely that should be the same folder, Stu, because
I know, but I'm only allowed to have the icon in one place, and I chose entertainment. Maybe I need an entertainment subfolder within the work folder. That's perhaps what I need to do.
Or a work subfolder in the entertainment folder.
Maybe.
Oh, we've got another visitor.
Yeah. Hoping that wasn't just me on my phone doing some. Yeah. Well, if we don't get 2 million tonight, we might potentially call it an early night. Do like a quick what's going to happen Monday onwards. Again. And that's the extent of the evening.
Well, I've still got to visit New Zealand.
Oh, yeah.
Because who doesn't want to visit the land of the hobbits?
Dude.
I was just saying, Stu, when you were off, the 4 test ogres, definitely not ogres.
Definitely not.
I'm quite happy with how they're shaping up.
Yeah, they were looking good. I saw them earlier.
See if this translates into. I have to get some photos up on the proper stream.
Oh yeah, looking good. Nice.
Yeah, the stitches need a bit of ink over them.
Yeah.
The trousers need a bit of subtle highlighting.
I
don't do bright.
You're not renowned for bright, are you?
Bright painting. I'm just heading that line off.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, since there's not really in, should we just do a quick overview of just refreshing everyone's memory of what we're doing for gaming going forward for the next however long? I'm not putting a timescale on it. Yeah, so we're back open to next week for gaming. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays will be open through till 10. £2 to book your table, and then when everyone shows up, it's an extra £2 for those players. Slots during the day are 2 hours 50, and then in the evening you've got a slightly longer slot of 3 hours 45, I believe it is. That's from 6 through till 10. No changing cost per person, still £2. We'll have drinks back, so cans will be 50p. Generally what we did before. Yeah, obviously all the info you need will be there when you book a table. Sensible things like bring your own gaming kit, so dice, everything, don't share. But this is stuff that you'll be utterly familiar with because we've been living with it for the last however long now. So.
And the definitely the most obvious one is if you've got any signs or symptoms of the COVID. Sounds like the COVID.
Yeah.
Don't turn up.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yes.
Masks. Did you mention masks required unless you're medically exempt?
Yeah. Yeah. Visors are acceptable because it's a
definitely
face covering. Yeah, and we understand that they're not conducive to fun sometimes. Masks, especially when you're wearing glasses. So, not really much else to say.
And we're open an extra half hour on Sunday.
Oh yeah, of course. Not this Sunday.
You sure?
Well, you can stay open for the extra half hour if you want.
I was going to say it's me. No, no.
Yeah.
Right. How many posts has Facebook put for those changes of hours?
It almost feels like a public service announcement tonight. I don't think there's much else to really say. If there's not going to be too many, no one around in the chat. Oh, what's that? Oh,
Rich has just dropped in.
Rich is here.
Hello, Rich. How is your much metalness of metal models going? Just a very, very, very quick heads up, Rich. If we don't get many more in, then we may call it a lot earlier tonight.
Yeah, yes, definitely. I'm currently beerless, which is, as you can imagine, Rich, is not great.
I'm not. And yes, Rich, we're always happy that you're always here.
Yeah, indeed.
Oh, sugar lumps. Where's the paint? 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 Yeah, I've just filled the work/home box with the More Tribes riders ready for Sunday's airbrushing, and I need to dig a video. I've got an idea for painting the airbrushing the hair.
Yeah.
But I might check if there's any sort of decent guidance on it. It should just be fairly similar to how I did the skin.
Yeah, Phil's joined us on Twitch as well. Just saying evening.
Cat! Just because there's a mouse on the table.
Yeah.
I'm just stealing that idea before Rich mentions it. Not cat. Just because the internet's involved doesn't mean to say that you have to be.
Ooh.
Yes, we'd like to invite everyone who's viewing the stream at the moment to meet our new member of Grim. This is Ellie. She's very involved in the TCG and that side of things. She also likes board games. Hello. But Asterix. Oh yes, yeah. Ellie, stop. Ellie, you're being commented on. Ellie, yes, you're very cute. However, mother's lap is through there. Go lie on it, please. No. Cat, you are showing your butt to the world. Oh, douchebag.
Didn't know you could do clips on. Oh, you can clip. Yeah, you can clip things on Twitch. That's cool. Unstable.
Ellie. 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 Ellie.
Yeah, it says that the keyframe interval's too high, apparently. Of course.
You can see I'm able to get a lot of painting done at this precise moment in time. She is literally not bothered the entire day.
Oh well, she's happy.
Oh yeah, at least one of us is.
Yeah.
Rich is saying, make her a little corn bandana. Yep. But I don't want to encourage her. Right, Ellie, there is a way that I can guarantee for tour. Well, not guarantee, but off, douche cat. No, don't come back. Don't come back around. No.
That's what you live for.
Right, I'll Oh no, why have I got eBay on screen? No, Ellie, literally, don't lie down. Right, I'll be back in a second.
Yep. There is always that option of sorting some armor out and putting it on a cat. I don't want to be the one mounting said armor onto cat, so I'll leave that one for Dom. But... Interesting. Yes, it might be quite. I don't know if you picked up on this earlier, Phil. If you're still with us, it might be quite a short stream tonight. We've done the public service announcement already with regards to gaming, and the changes to that. Obviously, we don't know how long that's going to go on for, and we don't know if it'll be extended beyond June 21st. The restrictions, anyway. But we will keep you all informed. That was good use of the light box earlier as well, Phil. The pictures look really good that you put up. I should probably crack on with the admin I'm supposed to be doing before I do anything else. does make it hard to read comments at the same time. Oh, you're not a fan of that one? Not a fan of the white background? So, here it is. Ah, cool. Yeah, well. Yeah, good. The good pictures really show us the work you've done. It's cool to see when you brought them in earlier. Ah, yeah. Yeah, definite difference in quality there. Yep. Yeah, it really pops on the grey black background. Cool. Very nice.
You were talking to Phil about his lightbox.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he brought them in earlier. Look really good. But the light box and yeah, decent background makes a massive difference.
Oh, it does.
Let's see. So I'm just playing around with Twitch. So I apologise if that drops. It's got one section where it says it's unstable. Then you go into the bit where it tells you to go. It's like it's not unstable anymore, but it says it's unstable there. Which I think means it's not unstable anymore. Oh well, we'll figure it out eventually down the line, potentially, maybe.
Well, you are Grimm's self/group appointed streaming technician. So any issues, I'm just going to send your way.
That's fine. It's fine. I'll figure it out. Just never really played around with the settings with it. It's one of those. Twitch isn't really something I've used masses. I watch
We are still.
Yeah, I watch plenty of stuff for it, but using it, not something I've used very often.
Updates on where the various vehicles are. Oh God, that's heavy. So the mouse is transfers on, and vehicle number 123 with a certain transfer on the back of it. It's all been oversprayed, so it's lightened up. So tonight is going to be mainly chipping after I finish with the ogres, and then the Baneblade is there. I don't think you can't see the call sign on that side.
Just make sure you don't drop any of the magnetized parts.
Oh, this one's all right. It's the other one I just dropped. Call sign 123 with the magnets. Obviously, this is the child and the great grandchild and great grandparent. So yeah, so I'm just onto the chipping stage now. I went back to my old style of working and gave it all a very, very, very faint airbrush coat of light colour, just to blend everything together and fade the colours down a bit. So it's onto chipping, then muddying, and then they're done. Wait. Oh yeah, then varnishing. What Stu's referring to with the don't drop it again is we've also built the Shadow Sword variant, magnetized all the weapons, so you just quick swap out again. Don't really drop model kits, but that particular magnetized pieces I've now dropped 3 times. Definitely not fed up and annoyed. Right, I need to figure out. No, I don't. I just need to do one thing at a bloody time. So I'm jumping from one thing to another instead of just finishing one job.
I think I figured it out, so I'll change that setting for next time. Cool.
Hopefully.
Oh no, I figured it. I understand what it is. Yeah, Phil's just saying he drops stuff way more often than that. But you don't tend to drop anything. You just seem to have dropped the same thing.
That's what I'm really pissed about. Because I don't. It's very rare for me to drop a model or anything. Or drop a part of a model. It's just the bit that's magnetized and that breaks off easily. I've dropped 3 freaking times.
Yeah, Rich just saying whatever happened to that Demon Knight you were building.
It's all base coloured blocked out. Well, apart from the skulls. And it's on the list of stuff to paint. The list that just keeps on growing.
You got some Vanguard Space Marines to work on soon, eh?
Yay! I've been after that box for so long. I think that's what threw me, Stu, because it's been a box I've been after for so long that when you said, "Are you sure you haven't already got it?" I thought, have I? Have I got it? Yeah, Rich, at some stage or other, I'll actually brave it and take a photo of the geek room upstairs with the various projects that are sat there that are on the list. I think the biggest bit for us is we have various things that we want to get done for the store armies and everything else, but then commission work will always take priority. So if we get a big commission job come in, then that will take the priority over stuff.
Yeah. So although there's a lot to do in the next commission job, I think it'll be quite enjoyable actually. Certainly learn a few lessons when it comes around to doing my own speed wise for the ACW stuff.
Yeah, it's like that last one. Although it's something we've never done before. And learned quite a bit about airbrushing natural stuff like trees and everything.
Yeah.
I think any lessons you're sort of learning on using the airbrush are never wasted. But you're saying that these Khorne knights don't need painting yellow? Yeah. There is an advantage to painting stuff chaos colours.
Shall I actually do what I'm supposed to be doing?
I'm looking forward to that time when we can start streaming our own bat reps and everything.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, very much looking forward to that. Yeah, we should be able to get a fairly decent setup.
Can't make me mind up about these lenses. Just a bit sure. All right. Let's try a brave experiment. Just trying to find the right mid color for these, like the optics and everything. I just can't find the colour I'm happy with. I'm just going to do a mix and match and hope for the best.
Yeah, at least it's only a small area you want to, if you want to repaint it. Right.
Yeah, because this searchlight's not been repainted 3 times already. I might have found the colour I'm after.
Yeah.
Purely through mix and match. But then I've also realised that the colour I'm after is duck egg blue.
Ah. Have you got that Game Effects verdigris? Will that be any good?
I've got the G-Dub equivalent. Oh, yes, that's better colour. Yes, that's the colour. Fortunately, there's no searchlights on the Shadow Sword or other variants. So I don't have to repeat this painful process. But then now I know the colour I'm after, I can just jump straight to the duck egg blue, rather than trying to mix and match because I won't manage it. I was saying that, I really like this colour.
Rich is saying lots of pauses on the stream. I don't know, that's just because we've gone very quiet for a while. Got it on the screen, I'm not seeing it drop.
Is the stream just freezing, Rich, or is it just silence?
We have been very quiet, which isn't helping things.
I'm quite looking forward to getting these variants and that painted up and finished off.
Yeah.
And in the cabinet. And then when you eventually succumb to going back to the Astra Militarum, seeing them on the table.
Yes. Yeah.
I was just about to say that you'll have to do your Astra Militarum in no, no.
Yeah, Phil's just saying it's fine on Twitch at the minute, so hopefully Facebook ain't being a pain.
I wouldn't be surprised if it isn't, although it's showing. I've not seen anything freezing.
No.
I had a lot of problems with the Facebook Live studio earlier
All right.
in the week.
Yeah.
With it crashing out and doing really odd stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Rich is saying it's freezing for a couple of seconds.
All right. Oh well, it will be a short one tonight anyway. So, which given, I think I found something to remedy going forward. But the problem with it is it's so inconsistent, and what it did initially was it dropped me off the. Originally, when we logged on, it sent us to the French Twitch server, and then the stream we're on now is put us through the London one. So, yeah, there we go. For all those of you that are interested in exactly what's happening, which I know there's not many of you going to be, but excellent.
Cream brush. Yeah, Monday's going to be a good day because it means we're back to gaming in the shop again.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think there's a bit of. Is it 40k in ball action booked in? I think.
Yeah. We've got some D&D on Wednesday.
Yeah. Rich just saying cat ears like a shark's fin behind you.
Yes, there's yeah. And it's a similar sort of effect because it's that theme tune playing in your background going dun, dun. Just wondering where the cat's going to suddenly crop up and appear next. So who is after vampires tomorrow? Because I know I am.
Yeah, they do look nice. Definitely.
And we've had a few people message to go, what time is pre-release starting?
You are doing Lee J. Mortis, aren't you?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
It's the Legio to be.
Cool. Well, I just need to nip downstairs for a couple of minutes and get my beer from the delivery driver.
Is that matching up with the question? Are you doing Legio Mortis?
Yes. Phil was asking on Twitch.
Just fire Twitch up as well. Device. Connected chat. Yeah, Phil, definitely go in, Legio Mortis, because Legio Mortis is the place to be. Even more so after reading the Mortis book. Because there were certain things in that were like, oh, I hope they really put that into the game. They won't, because it would horribly unbalance it. But oh yeah. That's I was being very, very good, Phil. No spoilers were harmed in the making of this live stream. I'm quite looking forward to everybody starting playing Titanicus in the shop as well. That's going to be a very good day when we start getting that going. It's going to be nice to get people playing in the shop, and it's going to be even nicer to get organised events running in the shop as well. Oh, I forgot that Bane Blades have got lights at the rear of them. So let's see if this works. Definitely a better colour. Oh, but it's now trying to mix a darker shade from a custom colour that you've mixed from various other colours. Yeah, Rich is saying Bane Blades have reversing lights. My Madcap Tactical mind is aflame. But I think for the Imperial Guard, they're not quite called reversing lights. They're called heretic lights. Because obviously the Imperial Guard never retreat. They just tactically reposition themselves in a different place. They might not actually be reversing lights. They might be just those reversing sensors. Because if you think if something like a Kia has got reversing sensors on it for the size that is, and the size of a Baneblade, then you think, how much extra space is that thing going to need to go backwards? Oh, sorry, tactically reposition. Yeah, so I don't think we'll call it retreating or reversing. I think we'll refer to it from now on as repositioning lights. Evening, Ned. I think, to be honest, Rich, if the conscripts are in the way of a Baneblade, then they haven't learned a basic lesson. So that's down on them. It's definitely not down onto the Baneblade crew, because obviously the Baneblade crew is sanctified by the Adeptus Mechanicus, the Militarum, so therefore they can't be wrong, because they are literally driving a Baneblade.
Hello again.
Oh, I am in no way talking shit at all, Stu. I got away with that because it's gone 9 o'clock.
Ah. Yeah, Phil said, shh, spoilers. So, I have a bit of an issue with one of the toe plates. Ankle plates on the War Master. I think I'm going to have it float, apparently.
Oh, mind you, Phil's done a repositioning as well, hasn't he?
Yeah. Apparently my child doesn't want to sleep, hence why I went on mute again there.
Aids dropped into the chat, Stu.
We have not had anything from Warlord as yet. I haven't looked at the comment. We haven't had anything from Warlord as yet. Their date is still May. But yes.
Aids just mentioned it. No, unfortunately, Aid, not yet, mate. We are hotly anticipating that as much as you are.
Yeah. Well, it'd just be that nice addition to Forces, won't it? That's
yeah.
Because everyone should have got all that built and painted back. Should have opened the box banner. Anyway, I can relax now. Shopping's here. I've got a beer. It's a great time of year.
We're done.
If we could get it to you sooner, Raid, we would. But we are yet to have any more info. Yeah, it's one of those. We do keep an eye out on these new releases with Warlord to see if they change their dates, because sometimes they get more specific when they know the exact date. So we do tend to keep an eye out, but haven't seen this one shift as of earlier on. So
Aid says he still loves you mostly. I'm presuming Aid's referring to Grim as an entity rather than you specifically, Stu. Otherwise, I'll sulk.
No, we don't know when they got rich. It's a case of we find out at the same time with the new releases when it goes up on Warhammer Community. So unfortunately not. We're half expecting them now to step up their pre-orders, so they'll become a lot more consistent, and so there won't be this mass of randomness on a week. Not randomness, but a lot, which is kind of difficult to manage at times.
It's very difficult to manage.
Yeah.
Aid's spreading his love, so it's a good day.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Bryce back's playing her up, hence why I had to go help with the shopping this evening. So I didn't want to cart it in herself. It's very kind of me, wasn't
It was indeed.
It's very unusual.
Let's change brushes. Just want to get. I'm just caught once I've finished this bit and some black lining. I'm calling these lenses done because I'm fed up of repainting the damn things.
Still no word on Star Wars Legion ATST. Well, funnily enough, Rich, today. It was today, wasn't it? Yeah.
I don't know. Have I missed something majorly? Catch you later, Ed.
Yeah, see you right. Yeah, Rich was saying still no word on Star Wars Legion ATST.
Oh, crap on a stick. Sorry, I'm getting my vehicles mixed up.
Yeah, we had some ATSTs arrive today. Late in the day, so hence why they've not been dealt with yet. With them and some. I know you don't bother, but some air speeders as well, so.
Actually, I'm quite happy with that searchlight now. Don't drop the.
That's what people come here for, so you drop him.
That's the other live stream shoe that they do later on.
Yeah, sorry. I did keep getting confused.
Phil's just messaged. Oh. Oh, I don't know how you're going to fix that, Phil. That's not really a question answer. Oh. Just try to remember how the War Master toe armor goes on. That's not a statement you hear on many live streams on the internet. But then again, it could be. Saying that, I am that gold on the yellow looks really nice, Phil. But that doesn't help you. I don't think there's any solution apart from what you've already said about having it free floating. I think it's where Phil's. It's a similar problem we've had before, Stu, where we've chopped the legs around, and it's ended up with the toe plates are just too big to fit on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, changing the angle.
Yeah, Phil just said it connects onto the pistons for the toes. I don't think there's any. If you can find a solution, Phil, it'll be good. But when we've had it in the past, there isn't a solution apart from just gluing it as best as you can do. Rich is saying, please send me a link for ATST when all sorted.
I've added them.
Money.
I've added them to the store already for you, Rich. So they are available on the web store now.
Who doesn't want ATSTs?
Even I want an ATST. The model is just beautiful.
Now I'm significantly more confident with the airbrush. I might be.
So when I pick up an ATST, you willing to paint it for me? Is that what you're saying?
I might need a second ATST.
We got the downed one yet?
No, we do need to get that one. Oh shit! On a stick, I've forgotten the bloody headlights and the tactical repositioning lights.
Yeah, Phil just said no easy solution, but he'll find a way.
And this is now why you don't mix paints. Over.
Something that might come in useful. I don't know if you, with the Vallejo restock today, some of the gloss varnish has come in now.
Yeah, I think I'd rather use the Vallejo gloss than the other glosses. So there's the. I'm happy enough with that Searchlight now.
Yeah.
I'm definitely a lot happier with that, but now I've got to paint the bloody. How did I do it? Right, it was Vallejo grey blue. Right, write the recipe down.
What you need to do is get yourself a book and be able to write your recipes in it and keep them. Oh, I know it's there.
Let's start another page. Baneblade variants.
Do you see those Heresy models? The new ones?
Yeah, they came out of nowhere.
Yeah. Do you think it's on the back of everyone moaning that there was nothing at Fest?
Yeah.
Here you go, here's something. Have this. Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, but they're not pretty cool.
What's wrong with them?
They're not heretics. And they're also advertised as beating up the Iron Legion.
Okay. I think we may have. I think Chris is going to drop in and join us for a few minutes. I'm assuming
just give it a second or so because the Marie's just butchering a baby elephant again.
Well, I'll get Chris in. They can chat then, can he? While you Oh, it's only the baby elephant. There's no kettle going on.
No. It's no, kettle's on.
Yeah,
right, I'm just going to mute.
Yeah. Yeah, so with that restock of the ATST, and what else was there? I think the airspeeder came in today. That's what I'm in the process of doing at the minute, is putting all the orders that came in today. But, my children at the end of the day didn't make that easy. Yeah, the ATSTs have been out of stock for so long at Fantasy Flight. But pleased to have them back. So, there's been a few. Tom Baldock did a really good paint job on one. Drew Johnson, that was another one that was really good. I'm trying to think who else has had them. Whose paint jobs I've seen anyway. There's been a couple of those. Yeah, they do look really good. It's got that paints up really well. It's got obviously got the panels and stuff, which yeah work really well. Unfortunately, they weren't accompanied. As I said before, it's one of those with Legion. We'll just get an invoice every now and again saying this has arrived. Okay, because we've got much of it on back order, so we do get it back in. Hence why it's fairly well stocked at the minute. It's just, like I say, a few of the upgrade things. And Callus was still waiting for the second production run of him. Hopefully it won't be too long. But we've got the Larts and yeah, the Rebel vehicle, I keep forgetting its name, that comes in next week. So that should be with us Monday. I'm not sure if they release Thursday. Actually, to be fair, they probably released 2 months ago. But they've been that far behind. Yeah, so they come in next week. Ravenloft, so D&D book as well, that's releasing next week. So should be getting those for Monday as well. Yeah. It's been big releases we've been waiting on coming in for a while. Yeah, I'm gonna take my whole Legion stuff in, and Dom's gonna prime it all for me.
Right.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier. You said, have you got any? If I take it to the store and leave it there unprimed, I can guarantee you'll prime it by the end of the day.
Yeah, to be honest, yeah, it will happen. Yeah. Is Mr. Chris joining?
I've sent him the link. He said link please, and sent it, and he's not seen said link, so he's gone to bed. No, I don't. I have no idea, but he'll be on, I'm sure.
Rich is saying all he's got to do is find a Legion tutor. Well, once the first 6 weeks is out of the way, Rich, then we will be running Legion training camps.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's that many people have picked the game up.
Mm. Yeah, to be fair though, if I can make it work, I'll happily give you a game.
Yeah, I was just going to say the same. We'll more than happily give you a game.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do love it now. We've got Vallejo paints in the shop. I can just let loose my inner Vallejo.
Well, it's just nice that you run out of one. You're like, oh,
yeah,
there it is.
Or for that last commission, just looking for that one particular colour.
Yeah, it's good.
As the phrase goes, ooh, there it is.
Yeah, so the customer at the end of the day today, he was painting up his son was doing a McLaren F1 car, one of the oldest school ones, the red and white ones. And he was looking for pretty precise colours. So between all the ranges, we managed to get there.
Well, that's what Vallejo model is ideal for.
Yeah.
If there's a specific colour you're after that's 1910 or 1938 British bayonet frog leather,
Yeah. Yeah. It's yeah, it's definitely been good to have the new range in. And we've discovered that Arctic White is the most popular colour, right? I think that's. I think it was that one.
I'm gonna have to give it that Arctic White a go.
Mm.
Just see if I can work out why it is so popular.
Mm.
Yeah, so all we've got left to do is some more colours on the advancing in the Faith of the Emperor lights and the repositioning in the Faith of the Emperor lights, and then I can start making it look very knackered.
Mm.
That's too blue. It'll be fine.
A couple more of the primers came in today from Vallejo as well. So I've got the Parched Grass, the Desert Tan, and the IDF Sand Grey now.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Um,
I thought I'd say that one to last. Yeah. Yeah, they're pretty good.
I just want to get this vampire stuff that's on order tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm just putting it out there. Yes, I'm painting up an ogre army and a Khornate army, but I end up no, that's a stupid statement. When I pick up the vampires, then I'll be back to all my old world forces.
Mm. Yeah, for someone who's not played Sigmar, you've got quite a lot of Sigmar forces, haven't you?
It's called preparation in advance.
Yeah. Khornate ogres led by vampires. Yeah.
Oh, the vampires will be red, and the ogres have got red trousers.
Mm.
They're reversing over the cowardly rear attacker lights. After all, what part of the beep beep coming through was so difficult to get? Yep.
Really need to sort the lights out in here. Sorry, the way my camera's picking up the light, should I say. Make it get very dark. Bright.
Yeah, so Chris isn't joining.
No. I did say to him, as Delia Smith would say, "Where are you?"
Did Delia Smith say that?
She did. She was Norwich chairperson, and she was drunk at half time in one of the matches. She got onto the microphone down at the pitch side because the fans weren't really engaged in the match when they were fighting for survival, and started shouting, "Where are you? Come on, where are you?" Yeah, there you go.
Is that the same Delia Smith of cooking fame?
It is indeed, yeah.
Okay.
It's quite funny.
Tip of the hat.
Yeah.
Rich is saying, I'm sure Dom has plenty of ogre-sized corn bits. Potentially, yeah.
Yeah. If not, he'll find some.
I always get worried when my wife watches murder videos, films, documentaries.
With a notepad in her hand. Right. Yeah, quite a few more of the model air bits came as well today. Well, I say quite a few, another 10, 12. We might have all the model colours now. A lot of them came as well. Nice. Wasn't quite as daunting of an amount that turned up this time. That's my job for first thing in the morning.
Rich is saying 2 RE murder documentaries, just leave an old typewriter in a darkened room.
Yeah, Chris just saying he's wrapping up. He's wrapping up his Star Trek campaign that was put forward as D&D this evening. That was quite impressive.
Yeah, definitely was. And that's because Facebook Live producer dumped on me 3 times. Yeah, I know. I remember setting up, and it was definitely Star Trek first, D&D second. I did start to get twitchy when Facebook Live producers started going, you're unable to go into these settings. Done.
And here he is.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Vietnam.
Well, that too. I've just finished Star Trek. Obviously, I'm wearing the shirt as well.
Yeah. How did that end? Was it?
They managed to avoid starting a war between the Romulans and the Federation, which is probably
Boring.
a good thing.
No, boring.
They've found a lot of clues that suggest that perhaps something else is going on, and then they decided to act on those.
Oh. So that's it. Is that it done? Oh no, I remember. I have read the thread. Yes.
There's going to be a couple more sessions, and I think what we might do is do a grand finale in August sometime.
Cool.
Which will be in person at Grim Dice.
Excellent.
One of the players is a Grimsby native, but she lives in Leeds, so she's well aware of the barge. And we've spent a lot of time in the barge, and she's disgusted that Gully's is now a frigging cocktail bar. And the others have. One of them's been to Grimsby before, and the others haven't. So I've said, get to Grim Dice. We'll finish the game in person. We'll broadcast it live from Grim Dice, and then we will swan off to the barge for a few drinks. And then one of them turned around and said, "Oh, I've got an orc army as well." I was like, "Okay." So yeah, it's entirely made of 2nd edition minis and Gorka Morka stuff. I was like, "Dude." And said, "So on the Saturday, if we're not too hungover, we'll come play some 40k." I said, "Well, if we're hungover, we'll still come play some 40k."
Absolutely. Absolutely. On the tables outside the barge.
I'm just writing the rotors. What day is that in August?
Yes.
Yeah.
What are you two building?
I'm doing admin currently. I know.
I'm going to visit New Zealand in about half an hour, but
Does that mean you're painting Lord of the Rings?
I wish. I have a mixture of. I've got the right screen. The mouse that's just going to start getting chipped.
Mm-hmm.
Ogres.
Mm-hmm.
And a Baneblade.
Every time you... so the Baneblade, that's fine. That's on my side. Every time you pick up the mouse, I feel like I need to go and buy another 17-pounder. Exactly. No, stop it. You horrible people. But yeah, the mouse needs that game that was promised last year.
Yeah, well, that's why it's being repainted, because I ended up having to paint it pretty sharpish for that game, and I've been looking at it, going, I'm really not happy with it. It was too dark even for me. So it went into the cleaning bath.
Oh yeah. Let's have a look. A mouse is 684 points for a veteran, so I can get like 5 squads of paras. It's an 11 plus super heavy tank, so the 17-pounder is a super heavy anti-tank gun, so it's a +8 plus I think so.
You sure it's +8?
Hang on. Bolt action is a suffice to say, it's not going to be as close as I'd like it to be, particularly attacking from the front.
Yeah.
Yeah, and do you really think I'm going to let a super heavy AT go
anywhere near it?
Get around the back of it?
What's it? You were having a couple of squads as well, weren't you? Support squads, I think, in the mouse thing. If memory serves.
I suppose if you bring 1250 points, which is what the standard, you can get. If a veteran mouse is 684, then you still got nearly half to support it.
It would be interesting to see how it plays out, but it'd be hard to take out. But I don't think. But it's not going to be hard to. I'm just thinking game-wise. I know the mission is to take out the mouse. That's going to be the hard part. But generally, just avoiding a tank isn't too difficult. So.
And the mouse is slow as well.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the thing. A bolt action is an infantry game.
Yeah.
At the best of times. So, as you say, avoiding tanks is a valid tactic.
Yep. Yeah. Definitely.
I'm very much looking forward to, in the next couple of weeks, coming down and playing some bolt action.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Me and Dom were chatting about that yesterday, I think. Just saying how it's going to be to. Just because me and you haven't played a game in ages, have we, Dom?
No.
Get it done.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just going back to that thing of when we were getting sort of set up for Grim and reading all the bits and pieces about other game stores and everything, and the massively recurring theme is you won't get to play.
Yeah.
You didn't get into Grim. Well, I say you didn't get into doing this stuff, selling all this stuff just to sell the stuff. You got into it to grow the hobby so you can play people.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I think one of the things you notice is you tend to play which is great because it's great to boost games, but you tend to play a lot of demo games, which are very different to actually playing games. And it's very hard when you actually come to play the game again to get out that demo game mindset, because you're trying to showcase what the game can do without without trying to break it.
I mean, the games I played, when you did the Gangs of Rome demo day, the games I played there, the rules were stripped out massively, and it was a case of, this isn't showing this system as to why I love it.
Yeah.
It's showing enough of the system to get more players involved.
Yeah. I mean, that is the hard part. It's getting players to play new systems. It's like one of the systems I really like. I like Infinity, but it's so hard to get players into because, I mean, going from demo games to that, the really stripped down rules is nothing. They're totally different games. Like when you play a full game, it's hardly recognizable if it's not for the models on the table.
I mean, if you take 40K as an easy example for people watching as well. I mean, sitting a squad of 5 Chaos Marines opposite 12 inches away from 5 Tactical Marines, that just does not sell the game at all.
No.
It sells the ease of the rules, but it just doesn't really speak to the the richness of the setting, the lore, the options, and all sorts.
Yeah.
But then obviously if you went down the line of doing 1,000 points versus 1,000 points and full chapter compliant armies and with every supplement going, someone's got to look at that and go, I'm out.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like, go on.
Talking about using lore in intro games, way back when I was a red shirt in G-Dub, I was it was when Drakari and Space Marines were in the intro box. And I
remember that one. I think that was my first box. Was it 20 Dark Eldar, 10 Space Marines, a commander, and a land speeder?
Yeah,
that was my first box.
It was I was sort of talking somebody through it and describing the forces, and I got a bit told off by my then manager. Because I started talking about the Dark Elder. I like to turn their prisoners into soap and do torture and all sorts of stuff.
Yep. I mean, you can't argue against. Excuse me, you can't argue against that.
It was a valid description.
I think it'd be remiss of you not to tell them. Obviously, if down the line they come to find that out, and
I thought the Dark Eldar were the good guys.
No one was saying that wasn't good.
Anybody watching this on YouTube, Stu is specifically referring to the Dark Elder, not any other circumstance.
Yeah. I very much the bolt action demo games I've run for a couple of people. I took your advice, Dom, which was just an infantry squad, a commander, and a support weapon that isn't a mortar, and that always works quite well, and that sells the majority of the rules.
Yeah,
I think that's just one of the beauties of bolt action.
Yeah,
it's really funny in our group chat. A couple of people have been like, I'm not fussed about 40K at the moment. I'm not. I could take or leave it, and I'm like, have you heard of our Lord and Savior bolt action? He is the way. So yeah. Although Tom said he's got an entire Russian army, and I was like, well, unless you've got like 1.5 million dudes, you haven't got an entire Russian army.
Yeah. Yeah. What period of the war does his fall into, though?
I think he's heroes infantry, because then he does have to do horde mode.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, are you ready for Monday?
We will be after Sunday.
Yeah.
We will be after Sunday. Cool.
Yeah.
I've got a table booked for 9 a.m. Monday morning. I don't care if we play backgammon or cribbage. I'm coming down and we're rolling some dice.
Yeah. Backgammon, I think it's preferable.
Yeah, but with like paras and Fallschirmjäger.
Yes, yeah.
The lesser known, one of the variants of backgammon that's not very well known.
Yeah.
I think Rich is the inaugural 40K game, isn't he?
He will be.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Are you, if you're watching, Rich, what factions are you playing?
I know what factions he's playing, but I
Go
don't
on.
know if I can. I don't know if I can say.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Is it a tricky word?
Well, I've obviously Max, my housemate. We have a third bedroom that's a storeroom, and when I say it's a storeroom, you know how you have a pile of shame. Well, that's the room of shame. And I've told him this weekend that I'm going to tidy it and organize it and figure out exactly what I've got. And I'm going to dig out my guard and dig out my. I've got like 3,000 points of unpainted orcs that I need to finally do something with. I've got a 1/28 scale Spitfire.
All right.
That I'm going to cover in plasticard, in various pieces of plasticard, and turn it into an orc fighter bomber. And I've got a 1/28 scale German half track, which I've got the Forge World super cannon for. And again, I'm going to turn that into a battle wagon, but it's just having the time and effort to do it.
Yeah. Have you got plastic card?
I'm going to get some, unless my friendly local gaming store has plasticard.
We don't currently.
Currently.
It is something we're looking at. We've tried to order it in loads of times. The stock is unavailable of this product.
Is it bought? I mean, I don't want to like promote your superiors, your competitors, but does Boys stock that stuff? I'm asking genuinely because I can go get some.
I have no idea.
Okay, that's
I've
fine.
not been in Boys in a very long time.
Yeah. Richard has put, I shall cover the table with 2,000 points of Nids and Orcs. That's a lot of models. When a Horde army meets a Horde army.
Yeah. It's going to be good to have 40k back in there.
Yeah. I'd suggest bringing a spatula down because you'll be taking casualties off by the spatula load.
Yeah. We might even see if we can set you up a side table for casualties.
Yeah.
Might be needed.
Isn't there a story in the 40k lore that an inquisitor diverted an orc warg into a Tyranid horde because he knew that they would destroy each other, and it basically turned into they just fought for like 100 years, and then the orcs got bored and decided to actually go attack the Imperium again.
That sounds like something that an Inquisitor would do.
Yes, exactly.
And think they were being very clever when they did it.
Indeed, but not appreciating that the orcs are more cunning than they are brutal.
Yeah, the orcs are very badly treated.
Yes, I think they're great. But you've got to remember that their origins are obviously 90s football hooligans, so they suit quite well.
Yeah.
Have you seen those new orc, the beast snaggers? Oh my god, they look good.
I thought you'd be excited by those.
Anything on Squigs, and
Yeah.
I'm happy. My Age of Sigmar, I have 3 Age of Sigmar armies. I have my Ghosty army, which is from Mortal Realms, which it was silly not to do that.
Yeah.
I have my Caradron Overlords, which is just my Sky Pirates guys, and then I have my
Them things are absolutely hardcore.
the Caradron Overlords.
Mm.
Yeah, man. I've got about 3 or 4 ships plus I got the Tzeentch. What was the box set they did that was Tzeentch and Caradron? Ether War.
Yeah.
We got the Ether War from you guys, and I took the Caradron half, and Max took the Tzeentch half.
But Rich has clarified for you, and he said it's Inquisitor Cryptman with Leviathan and Goths.
There we go. So there we go. Yeah, I told you I knew it was something.
And he's factored in the whole casualty thing by taking Hydra with its recycle function.
There you go. Biomass.
Yeah, I was having a chat with Rich the other day, and I know what's coming.
Glorious.
However, I am not disclosing. what's coming.
Glorious. Nids are fun. Nids are underrated. They're not necessarily the most narrative of races to play in 40k, but they are great fun.
Well, you can't really have a narrative for something that just goes.
I liked in Horus Heresy, in the Pharos book, when the Pharos, I think it's the Pharos lighthouse or the Pharos beacon, gets blown up, and it causes a blink in the warp, in the immaterium, in space, and at the end of the book, it basically goes 2 galaxies away. A great Leviathan wakes up, looks at the blink, and then heads towards it, and it just basically spells out that the Horus Heresy is the reason the Nids went, ooh, biomass.
No, it's not.
Hey, hey, man.
No, Horus was just misunderstood. Everyone blames Horus for everything.
Right.
I think some of it was down to his clone. His clone doesn't get blamed enough.
What you mean, little Horus?
No, Horus's clone.
Oh, right, I see.
Have you not read that bit?
No.
It's past the Siege of Terror. And they all retreat back to the Eye of Terror.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And surprisingly enough, the dastardly Emperor's children
I believe you.
are problematic. Yeah, but Horus got cloned.
I think a lot of them got cloned, actually, legitimately.
I've heard a rumor that Gulliman is actually Alfarius.
See, that wouldn't surprise me. If Dan Abnett writes that book, then anything's a given. Richard says, I'm used to taking high-quality, high-cost troops. I'm probably going full Chenkov with my utterly expendable minions. That's basically Nids in a nutshell.
That's just give me an idea for me Nid army.
Oh,
I
God.
just paint them all in red because they're all red shirts.
Ha Tiny little Starfleet logos on the Chitin. Chitin, even. Chitin.
Chitin. Then the Hive Tyrant can be called Kirk.
Wait a minute.
That's a sweet sound.
Hang on.
No, it's a beer sound.
No, that's it. That is the sound.
I did a good deed for someone last week, and they in America, I set up a server for them for a game, and he said, "Oh, you've done such a good job. Let me send you a bottle of scotch." I was like, "You don't need to, dude. It's fine." And then he's like, "It's fine. I've got your address." And then Amazon turned up and said, "Have you got any ID, please, mate?" And yeah, got a scotch delivery.
Nice.
God bless the modern world.
Yeah. Doesn't happen to me, that.
Does he want any other server setting up?
I know, right? I gave a bit of a plug on our Star Trek stream about the fact that Mondays soon I will be running a roleplay game that anyone can join, and every 3 to 4 weeks we'll pick a new system and go. Because now I've got Call of Cthulhu, 3 types of Cyberpunk, 3 types of Star Wars, Pathfinder, vampires, all sorts to go.
Any that you're currently looking for?
No, in fact, thank you very much. I am good. I am very good. You've been very good at getting me what I need. You absolute dealers.
Happy to help.
I know, right? You're more than happy to help.
We sold an ATST on stream tonight. It's good. It's been
You
good.
sold a what?
ATST.
Is that from Legion?
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't interest me.
It will do.
It will do. Doesn't interest me.
Yeah.
We just need to work on you, Chris.
I saw that you sold your copy of Rise of the Separatists. I'm gonna shoot myself in the foot here and say I needed to pick that up because obviously I'm in it.
Ah, yeah.
So yeah. There's always time for more Star Wars RPGs.
So we
I'm
need
guessing-
to, need to restock Rise of the
I was gonna
Separatists.
say you're automatically ordering another one.
Yep.
One?
Yeah, might as well save one for the shelf, haven't we? So,
I'm very pleased that I picked up Tales from the Loop. Have you two looked at that rule book?
nope.
So
Yes and no.
So obviously the whole thing around Tales from the Loop was hang on. Tales from the Loop. Simon Stahlberg did an art book called Tales from the Loop, and it was like 80s future tech around kind of Sweden, and and someone saw the art book he did and went, do you know what? That'd make a really good RPG. And so they used his art to influence the rule book. And I want to say it's like Stranger Things. It's probably as close as you'll get to Stranger Things, the RPG, without a Stranger Things RPG. But it won the 2017 Ennies for best writing, best system, best interior art, and best setting, because his artwork is so gorgeous, and it's one of those RPGs that I might not necessarily play it, but the rule book is gorgeous, and the artwork is really good for inspiring other systems and other ideas. It's absolutely, when you guys restock it, if you guys restock it, it's well worth taking half an hour to just leaf through the artwork, and it's just gorgeous.
The chat, Rich is saying Grim Dice enabling since the year dot.
Yeah, too friggin' right.
It's what we do. Evening, James. James has dropped in.
Hi, James.
Evening. Yeah, you wouldn't have it any other way, though, would you?
No, my bookcase that I bought not more than 2 weeks ago to fill my RPGs up with is full of RPGs, and I am genuinely considering buying another bookcase.
Well, when you do, just give us a shout.
I know, right? I'll need RPGs to fill it up with.
Absolutely.
It's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
It's a self-filling bookcase.
Yeah, I know, right?
When's your birthday? We can buy you a bookcase. Be a massive one, like.
I genuinely believe you would. With pre-labeled shelves saying D&D,
Yes.
Pathfinder, yeah. I'm very much of the opinion. I've got 3 different types of cyberpunk RPGs. The rulebooks for them. I've got Carbon 2185, which I've got a signed copy of because I went to Dragonmeet and got it from there. And I've got a Cyberpunk Red, which I've got from you, and the Altered Carbon RPG, which I got from you. And I have no intention of playing those systems whatsoever, but the rule books are gorgeous. They're full of really good art, and actually they're full of really good ideas for my current Cyberpunk setting.
Which is
Don't forget the Legion shell.
yes.
Yes. I've been told I need to play Legion, but I've seen it played, and I just don't like the sheer amount of cards and tokens.
There is that side to it, but they've seen it played and they've seen it played.
Yeah, I suppose the games I've watched maybe are on the other end of the spectrum, whereas I very much prefer the casual game. So we'll see.
I think you have enough people that you know where you can actually just have a game. Someone will have a spare force. You can just have a game if you want to.
Exactly, and I think that's what I'll probably enjoy.
Yeah.
The question is whether I play that one game and then suddenly you guys get a massive order for like an entire rebel force.
I can't see you doing. Yeah, probably can't actually. Spend this much on Legion, get a free Rise of the Separatists book now out of print.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, I think with Legion, if you go in for a cash game, the original forces are the better forces for that.
Yeah.
Whereas if you go in for full-on competitive mode, then cheesy clones, may their names be forever burnt from everyone's memories.
I'd much prefer to play Rebels versus Empire.
Yeah.
I mean, the Empire are the good guys. They're trying to bring stability to the universe, so you know. Richard Elliott put it doesn't look as admin-y as a 40k Crusade, but that's the whole point of the 40k Crusade. The Crusade system is designed that you have progression. So obviously, in order to have progression, you need to record the stats for things. I've got the Crusade notebook, which I ordered, which I got with Indomitus, which obviously that was like this time last year when we were in lockdown 1, and I've very much yet to fill that in, but I'm very much looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to building a 500-point army of, I've got one. I'm looking forward to building a 500-point army of Space Marines or Imperial Guard, and then carrying them through and growing them.
Yeah.
That appeals to me much more than a tournament.
Yeah. All the Crusade games we've seen in store, they just seem to be fun. And I'm very much of that mindset when I don't get to play a lot of games. So I'm all up. Fun, right?
And I'm the sort of person who'll go away, and if a guard squad does particularly well, I'll go write 500 words about their deeds and, you know, make a story of it, because I enjoy that stuff.
Yeah.
I enjoy the narrative side more than anything.
Yeah.
I think Rich is happy that with what you said, Chris.
An Empire loyalist. Hey, man, stability. There's a really good Thrawn quote, Grand Admiral Thrawn quote, that says, you know, you're one of those people who thinks the Empire is this all-encompassing boot that steps on the people. And it's like, you know, there are billions of people and thousands of worlds out there that are prosperous and stable and well-fed because of the Empire, and they don't see a TIE fighter, they don't see a stormtrooper, you know. And it's like, yeah, the Empire is a force for good. Ignore the Death Star and the Emperor. But yeah, the Emperor's a force for good.
The Death Star was only brought in when people just wouldn't listen to logic.
Indeed. That's your story and you're sticking to it.
I don't think we should classify the Death Star as a Death Star. We never actually knew that it identified as a Death Star.
It is 2021. Yes, you can't just assume these things. I obviously May the 4th. I sat there and rewatched Rogue One and Bad Batch, which has been very good. And I watched Bad Batch, the new Clone Wars series, and I sat there with Bad Batch, Rogue One, and then Bad Batch on one screen, and then the Grim Dice page on the other, on the Star Wars Legion page. And I was like, no, play it first, then decide.
Yeah. You're going to give in, Chris, aren't you?
No, what makes you assume, having known me for 2 years now, what makes you assume I would do such a thing?
I am not putting a timescale on it, but you are going to give in, aren't you, Chris?
Nope. Richard says the Crusade games themselves can be really fun. I remember one game where the Orcs had an auto hit battle wagon that just would not die.
Hilarious. I remember that game. Yeah, I think it was Rich and Reese.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
And there was much hilarity had by the Orcs when the battle wagon just battered everything inside.
Glorious. If the Orcs believe it's invulnerable, it's invulnerable.
Yeah.
Rich, have you picked up Orson Krennic yet as a Force Commander?
Are we blind? Deploy the garrison.
That's where I'm going with it.
Actually, Ben Mendelsohn, obviously, he's always been around, but Rogue One seems to be the film that made him. And obviously then he went on to do Captain Marvel and all sorts, and he just plays the generic evil bad guy, and he plays the generic evil English bad guy, despite the fact he's an Aussie.
But again, was Krennic bad?
He was a driven scientist.
He was very, very focused on the research that was needed at that time to help people.
Yeah. I feel like I'm a massive Mads Mikkelsen fan, and I feel like they used him too early as the guy that designed the Death Star. He would have been much better as a different character, like a more prominent character, but such is life. I'd have preferred Mads Mikkelsen as Krennic would have been brilliant. But yeah.
But then he is this character that made the entire series, because if he hadn't have intentionally included the flaw in the plans, Star Wars Episode 4 would have been a lot different.
That's very true. I'm not saying that there shouldn't have been that character. What I'm saying is that I would have preferred Mads Mikkelsen to have been used for a much more iconic character. Only because I watched Hannibal and he was just incredible. Richard says, I have indeed, and Veers, and His Majesty, and Vader, and Iden. Even though Iden is technically a rebel, because obviously midway through Battlefront 2, she does the old switcheroo. And Richard puts that Krennic performance a piece of artistry. And yeah, the scenes when he's on Mustafar with Vader and the careful you don't choke on your ambitions, absolutely incredible.
Rich, have you read the Deploy the Garrison order card for Krennic yet?
Oh, God. What does he get special? So while he's answering, what's in the Clone Wars core set for the Empire? The Rebels and Empires.
Just want to sanity check what you're asking.
Yeah, me too.
The starter set that is Rebels versus Empire.
Oh, right, that's the standard set. That's not the Clone Wars set.
Yeah, that's the one.
No.
What's in the Star Wars Legion starter set that contains the Rebels and the Imperium?
Right, okay. There is 3 units of Stormtroopers, 5 troops, and then a heavy weapon, special weapon for each of them.
You can just click on the link.
Did you send the link? Oh, you absolute upselling gits.
There is 2 speeder bikes. There is Vader. There is Luke. There is 3 units of Rebels. There is 3 sets of special weapons and heavy weapons for the Rebels. There is 5-6 barricades.
To be fair, the description doesn't actually tell you what's in it, but we should
3 pieces of terrain.
33 plastic finishes, 8 plastic barricades, 15 dice, 3 movement tools, 1 range ruler. Interesting.
As far as value goes, it's very good.
It's brilliant. All you need is 1 more core unit and you're sorted.
Indeed.
Or find someone else that wants to go in on the set.
I never made the association that Max wanted to also buy the Star Wars Legion core set to go in on a double. Yeah. That Moriarty was young Palpatine.
I have had some scotch tonight, sir, but I have not had enough scotch tonight. It's definitely a game that I've probably spent more time deliberating over than others.
It was a game when I first looked at it. I thought, oh, Star Wars. Oh, that looks odd. Oh, played it. Oh, I like it.
But as someone I used to be an FFG, Fantasy Flight Games fanboy. Obviously, we did testing for them. Their RPGs, the Edge of Empire system is absolutely one of my favorite RPGs of all time and still stands up. Obviously, Genesis is the progression of that system because it's system agnostic. It's setting agnostic. So I love FFG and I enjoyed X-Wing, but what they did to X-Wing V2 and turned it into it almost is like a CCG in wolf in sheep's clothing. That's why I'm hesitant to get into Legion. That it's a case of I could buy the army I want, which is I wanted to do either a Hoth army, a Rebel Hoth army with some Tauntauns, or I wanted to do a Rogue One Shore Patrol a Scarif army. It seems that to stay competitive, you tend to have to buy the latest expansions, unless I'm wrong. You can tell me I'm wrong.
No, I don't think you do. I think the Rebels, they're
just going to replay quickly and then
we'll
sure.
continue the.
I'll wait for him to come back then.
That's fine. I feel like I can get tag team now.
You love it, it's fine. But yeah, it's one of those that I think I get what you're saying with X-Wing, but they had to do that for that game. Because of the tournament nature of X-Wing, it's basically anyone picks it up. You don't have to paint a model. You go, you play a tournament. It's more of a board game in that sense. There's no hobby to it, is there? Apart from playing the game. Whereas this, it's less of a tournament focused game. So I don't think you don't tend to see as much of this unit because it's new. Occasionally you get a new rule that comes in with on one of the cards that needs tweaking, but because of the living rule book, it gets changed very quickly. I think the Airspeeder so far points have been revised so many times because it was overcosted, then undercosted. They've just about got it right now. But yeah, I said I'd wait, but I couldn't stop myself. It's a problem. Yeah. Yeah, there's a.
I think it's like Gangs of Rome. I wasn't interested in Gangs of Rome at all. I'm a Romanophile, if that's a word. I love the Roman period of history, and I've walked Hadrian's Wall a couple of times. And I wasn't interested in Gangs of Rome, and then I played it, and I was like, okay, this might interest me somewhat. And now, obviously, you know how far deep into Gangs of Rome I am.
Yeah.
I think Legion, I'm a little bit worried that I'll play a game of Legion and be like, wonderful, right, expansive army.
Yeah, I think with Legion, you literally, I'll use Rebels as an example because that's the one I know more about. If you were to pick up the core set, have the Rebels, and add commandos to them, just for that range attack, you have a fairly decent force at that point. They're general grunts, so the Rebels themselves, they're not very good. But you add a bit of range to them, and they start becoming competitive. But it depends how you want to go about it. There's ultra, like any system, you can have ultra cheese. You can play one way or another. They've changed the last errata. They tightened it up a lot, and the Empire and the Rebels became competitive because for a period they'd dropped off. They just couldn't cope with the new rules.
They weren't. Yeah.
There were so many new rules that the clones and the droids had. Sorry, no, I'm not using correct terms, but that they had that just didn't work. The synergy of clones is, as it should be, is ridiculous. But they. Yeah.
But I know a clones player. He synergizes very well.
He's a very good clone player, and
he's a very good clones player, but he's also a
jammy twat.
Sorry, my mic muted then.
Yeah.
Just to sort of go back 5 minutes or so, Chris. I think talking about the lists, and everything else, relating it to bolt action. I think
now you're talking my language.
Yeah, if you play a meta list, which is a full-on competitive list, versus a pick up and play and just have a laugh list, it's the difference between going up against my German twat list and my standard list.
Yeah.
If you see the armoured flak filling coming along, you know which list is playing, right?
Yes, exactly.
I know that rocks up into most games, but it's how I then use the squads around it and everything. Yes, you can have some absolute horrendous, horrible killing lists on
Yeah.
Legion,
Yeah.
but that's competitive play.
Yeah.
Or you can just go along for a good crack, a few beers and a good game.
So what you're saying is, if I leave a rebel transport closer to the enemy
I will
than
kill it.
far away, it
I will kill
automatically swaps sides.
Yeah,
Rich, and not that we want to dwell on that point any further.
You brought it up, not me.
Scorched earth. Rich says that Legion was one I dithered over, but the models, etc., are a joy to paint, and even more than 40k, the lore is on the table. Yeah, that's a fair point.
That's a very good point.
Yeah. Controversial point of the night, though. I believe that Warhammer 40,000 has more written literature and more expanded lore than any setting in the English language, including Tolkien, including BattleTech, including Star Wars, including any other system. I believe there is more written word and more lore written down on paper for 40k than any other system, any other fictional setting.
Oh, damn you! You got it. You managed to get fictional in before I could say anything.
Yeah.
Think you could be.
I mean,
on that.
like Lord of the Rings has the Silmarillion and it has all that stuff, and that is incredibly comprehensive. And you know what happened from the formation of the universe to Frodo deciding to fondle about with a ring. But stay focused on. Whereas 40k, there's just a wider array. You know what's happened from the Age of Strife to now, more or less, but there is a wider amount of written works than what's going on. Whereas I would say Lord of the Rings is more comprehensive in that you can pick a year and go, at this time, this was happening. Whereas 40k just has physically more written words.
But you can do that with 40k as well, more or less now.
Yeah. Well, yeah, more or less, you're not wrong, and I fully believe that after they've done the Siege of Terror, they're going to do the Scouring, and that'll be new lore that they've never done before. They'll be able to do whatever they want with that.
Yeah, that's going to be one that they can open the toy box and just let it loose.
Basically, at some point, Gulliman needs to get stabbed in the face by Fulgrim and a few other bits and pieces, and Leman Russ needs to decide at some party, right, I'm off, lads, I'll be back when you need me, and Rogel Dawn needs to get killed and get his hand cut off, but other than that, everything else is filling the dots.
Yeah, that's the After Heresy party. That was one hell of a party.
Because obviously Dark Imperium, the first couple of chapters of Dark Imperium are Fulgrim on Rowboat Gurleyman on Fulgrim's battle barge and gets stabbed with the poison blade, which kills him. In inverted commas. But obviously, we all know that the Ultramarines and Rowboat Gurleyman are the saviors of the Imperium, and all other Space Marine chapters are inferior to the Ultramarines.
It's almost like you're reading that from a card, then. Like,
Hey, I like 5 meters away, there's about 70 or 80 painted Ultramarine Primaris and 120 painted Ultramarine Guardsmen. So I'm fully invested in the Ultramar as the savior of the Imperium.
You mean Ultramar was actually the place of the rebellion, because Gulliman just set up Empire version 2.0.
I think you'll find that any references to Imperium Secundus are in fact locked behind a very, very big locked door, and such things are nonsense. But don't go behind that door and don't read anything that's there, okay?
Yeah, nobody actually mentions it.
Yeah. I think in Dark Imperium, there's a reference where it's like, all the stuff about Imperium Secundus is in Alliance, because they bring that up in Dark. They bring that up in Dark Imperium as well. It's like Gulliman finds out the Empire is so broken that no one knows what time it is. So he pieces together the date from memory, and then exactly, and then he goes back to reunite the 500 worlds of Ultramar from not his Empire. And he goes to these planets and goes, just to let you know, you're supposed to swear fealty to the Ultramar, and you're part of my Empire, the 500. And they're like, no, we're not. We've never been. He's like, well, I remember the map from memory because I have a photographic memory, and you're part of my Empire. And like, no, we're not. And he's like, that's fine. That's fine. I'm just going to put 100 Space Marines next to your palace, and then you're going to swear fealty to me. And he reconquers the 500. Some they go through court to say, you know, oh, okay, I guess we are part of the 500. And some he's just like, yeah, okay, I'm just going to shoot you and then put a governor in who believes that I am the rightful emperor here, the rightful governor.
No, you had
governor.
it the first time round.
Governor.
I think the alternative theory that Robot was actually the start of the heresy is the truth.
What, he started it?
Yeah. Because
Go on. Expand on that.
He wanted to be the emperor all the way along. He was just annoyed that Horus got made War Master. And this is why Robot created Empire. Imperium 2.0.
Mm-hmm.
Then he just rewrote history. He literally rewrote the calendar.
I mean, he was jealous, and that is actually, you know, well known. But I think I don't know. I think the whole point of 40k is all the books are written from the character's point of view, and obviously the whole rule is that everything is canon and nothing is canon. So yeah, it might be that that's the way, and yeah.
However, I think you'll find at the end of the Siege of Terror, you'll just see a little robot Gulliman kicking around because yeah, he started it all. He was the one who whispered into Horus's ear, "Daddy doesn't like you."
I think, to be fair, obviously, if you look at it, the aftermath of the heresy, Robo does benefit a fair bit. Obviously, he brings in the codex and all that jazz.
Mm. Who rewrote the Imperium's literally book of how to be an Imperium?
Yeah, and he is the master tactician, so it's not without merit. So it's worth thinking about. However, as a staunch Ultramarine person, Guilliman is on the Emperor's side.
Until he betrayed the Emperor.
Well, there is that. Obviously, in Dark Imperium again, at the end of Dark Imperium, Guilliman meets the it discusses Guilliman meeting the Emperor in the 41st millennium, and he says it wasn't a meeting of father and son. It was like it's something like quotes like, it's like a workman discovering a long lost favorite tool. And
yeah, but who was the tool?
He says something along the lines of like a workman finding a rasp in order to get out of a jail cell, and Guilliman was under no illusions. He was the rasp to help the Emperor get out, which is why the Emperor basically told him, go forth and reorganize
And multiply.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, I think you're right in calling that 40k as a game system has got the richest amount of lore out there. Even things like we were saying last time round about the Land Raider tracks, every 13th link and everything else like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's stuff like that. What that stands for is just there's nothing to match it in any other game system.
Now, surprisingly, I think BattleTech comes close.
Oh, massively! The amount of books I need
Like-
to start reading them books.
Like BattleTech doesn't get enough time that it should in terms of the lore and the fiction that goes on, but I think 40k and BattleTech are definitely up there for sheer amount of written word and developed lore. Yes, in places 40k completely contradicts itself, but I think that adds to the richness of it, and it adds to your own self-interpretation.
I think that's the problem with the way it's been written, though, isn't it? You know,
Yeah.
they've had to fill in gaps, haven't they? That's
Yeah.
You get to that point of.
And I think
It's gonna
some authors are quite happy to live within the realms of 40k, and then some authors like Dan Abnett just invent words and invent terms, and are like, yeah, keep up, come on, keep up.
Yeah.
There's a really good interview with Dan Abnett that's been published about how he talks about the toy box. He talks about the controls that are put in place on them as authors, about when they can and can't open the toy box up for rewriting lore in 40k and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really interesting read about how they sort of try and make sure they don't break the lore, as in Allo RE, not Allo W. Allo W. Oh, welcome to my grammar world. LORE side of stuff. And again, with it being Dan Abney, obviously he's one of the premier authors. It does make some interesting reading about how they sort of come to decisions about plot lines and everything else like that, and how they're going to develop storylines and everything.
I'll bet.
But something you did say earlier, Chris, gave me an idea for gaming in store, but it's gone out of my brain now.
Are we still live?
We dropped on Twitch.
Don't seem to be live on Facebook either.
I'm live. I'm viewing it live.
Whatever. It must be my computer.
No, I'm not live. I've literally just dropped.
I'm going to say a swear word.
Fuckity bollocks. It live at the moment on Facebook is so problematic.
Yeah.